Young California. What up, Young California? We out here right now in the city of LA. My dude Molly Mall, the one and only.
Bands on it, bands on it.
Vegas in the building, Barry in the building.
Yeah, in the building right here both ways. We go, both way back to the Bay, so that's dope.
So how'd you get the name Molly Mall? That's what I really want to know.
Being from the Bay, like I grew up around, like Kilo, Mac Dre, Andre Hicks, rest in peace, and Mac Mall was Mac Mall. And it's funny because we talked about that today. I wanted to be Mac Mall. My name was Jamal, so it was like his name was Jamal too. So it was like I couldn't because he was like 6, 7 years older. So, I was young, so I was Molly Mall. So Dre was like, "We'll call you Molly Mall." I was like, "All right." So that's how I got the name from like being around that place, Dre. The whole biz. Me and Dre were really close. A few years before he passed.
100 racks, all hundreds. Anything less, small money. Money so long, got a tag on it. Anything I want, drop bands on it.
My first foster parent was a classical professor in classical music.
Wow.
So I learned a lot about different instruments and stuff like that. And from there, when I got be around like Rick Rock, it was different because you know how it changed. Like music changed from analog to digital.
Yeah.
And it was a big jump in music. So I went from watching people work on it, MPs and stuff like that, to like, working on, Pro Tools and Reasons and Fruity Loops and all that.
Yeah.
And that's when I was speaking on as far as Rick Rock. Like, he was one of the most talented.
So he kind of taught you some stuff in the studio.
You know what? I just sat back. They used to call me Sponge. 40 nicknamed me Sponge when I was like, why call me Sponge? And he was like, because you soak up so much game. And I sat back there and just watched Rick Rock. And yeah, he definitely influenced a lot of my direction and what I wanted to do.
I'm sticking to the plan. Got a bottle in my hand.
After Dre died, I really lost love for the music for a while. I went into like other ventures and hustles, whether it was street business, whatever it was, Yeah. And just kind of used that to facilitate more of a team later. But then I worked on stuff for like Bone Thugs, 40, Lupe Fiasco. We did Chris Brown stuff. We've done, worked with Dre, worked with Tyga, of course. Just a bunch of people really just. Yeah. And Vegas was my home base for the last 10 years with actually big shout out to my team, FMG, Future Music Group.
FMG.
Basically, like, you're living a lavish lifestyle, but you're still in this music game. You're still doing your thing.
I love music. I love music, and it's got me where I'm at. And, what they say, it's not where you're from, it's where you're at. Sometimes you do things in life, and you go through struggles, hustles, you go through different things in life, and you think about it, and the only way to overcome it is be better. You know what I mean? And just grow into whatever it is, the character image you want to create. You just gotta work hard for it, and so you can get that.
New chain, 100 grand on it. Bitch ass so fat, just land on it.
What kind of equipment do you have at your house?
Everything. We have everything.
You have the whole boards.
I got an SSL board.
Ooh.
The small one, the 90.
Nice.
Yeah, I like those better. And the big ones are cool if you're really mixing and mastering.
Right.
But the board, that little board, it's nice. It's like, what is it, like 100,000?
Yeah.
But it's worth it because it really changes the sound. At the end of the day, man, it's like, as long as you put them sounds together, it doesn't matter what program you're using, as long as it's all about your creative. Because now, look at Mustard, look at everybody. It's that 6 sounds, 7 sounds, under 10 sounds that are going, you know what I mean?
That's it. Simplicity is key.
Exactly.
Nigga can't get it less than 6 digits. And your pocket shorter than 6 minutes.
What about one of your most memorable times in the studio?
The top one has to be like when I was in the Bay, and I was like 15, going on 16, and they recorded Dusted and Disgusted. I was in the studio, and 40 had did his verse and left, and it was Chico, aka Spice One. He was in the booth with Pac. They had the door open, and Pac was a poet. First he was a dope artist, he was a dope poet, but he wasn't. Every artist, every rapper. Nobody's born a rapper. It's something that you have to do and then get used to being on the mic. I didn't know what Spice was telling Pac, but he was going like this, and he was telling him basically how to ride the beat. He was telling him, giving him tips on how to ride a beat, because he was having trouble flowing and listening to the music. He liked the music down. He was telling him like, how to just put that to the side and just flow, stay in the zone. Besides that, there's one more. I was in the studio and I was working on a track for one of Pac's remix albums with Claudio. Do you know Claudio?
Heard of him.
Yeah, he makes a lot of, big shout out to Claudio. He makes a lot of records for Pac. And we were in there and we made like 6 tracks for these vocals. You know, because after the fact you're trying to make beats where vocals different, you know?
Exactly.
So we made 6 tracks and we narrowed it down to 2 that we wanted. It was a song called Don't Fall Asleep. You know how stuff in the studio, like equipment, so when you're mixing, when you're in a session, it doesn't stop, like when you're using the board.
Oh yeah.
It keeps going, you know?
Yeah.
So we're mixing and I was like, man, which beat should we use? And he was like, man, let's ask Pac. And he was just playing around. And I swear not even like 20 seconds later, it stopped. Everything stopped on that beat. So that was the beat that we used, but I got the chills, at that moment. I was like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, yo, Pac is here. And it was just crazy. That's a moment that I had to.
That's crazy. Like,
yeah.
You are like, you've been there, done that, man. Like,
man, I'm just trying to,
gotta give you props.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah.
100 racks, all hundreds. Anything less, small money. Money so long, got a tag on it. Anything I want, drop bands on it. Bands on it.